Imagine, it's midnight. The sky is on fire. American bombers are circling above, and you are standing waist-deep in a river, holding a wooden bridge together with your bare hands. You're not a soldier. You're not trained for this. You're just a woman from a small Vietnamese village, and if you let go, your entire country's supply line collapses. So you don't let go. You never let go. This is the story of the Women's Bridge, and the world has almost forgotten it. It's 1965. The Vietnam War is escalating fast. American forces have begun one of the most intense bombing campaigns in history. Operation Rolling Thunder. For 3 years, US aircraft dropped millions of bombs across North Vietnam, targeting roads, bridges, supply routes. The goal was simple: cut off North Vietnam's ability to move troops and supplies south, destroy the infrastructure, and destroy the war effort. It almost worked. There was one road that mattered more than almost any other: the Ho Chi Minh Trail. A network of paths and roads running from North Vietnam, through jungles, through mountains, all the way south. This was North Vietnam's lifeline. Without it, their entire war effort would collapse. And American bombers knew it. They bombed it. Every day, every night. Bridges destroyed, roads turned to craters. And yet, somehow, supplies kept moving. How? Because of them. Hundreds of thousands of Vietnamese women who became the invisible army that held the country together. When a bridge was destroyed, they rebuilt it, by hand, at night, under fire. When roads were bombed into craters, they filled them, basket by basket, stone by stone. Some nights, women would stand in rivers, forming human chains, passing supplies across the water, because the bridge was gone again. And they would work through the night, knowing the planes would return at dawn. The specific bridge. But there was one crossing that became a symbol of all of this. A small bridge in Thanh Hoa province that American forces targeted again and again. It was destroyed, rebuilt, destroyed again, rebuilt again. The women of the surrounding villages refused to let it stay down. They called it Cầu Con Gái, the Women's Bridge, because it was their hands, their backs, their sleepless nights that kept it standing. And this wasn't rare. By some estimates, over 1.5 million Vietnamese women served in support roles during the war. They carried ammunition through jungles. They guided supply trucks at night using lanterns, while aircraft searched for any light to bomb. They defused unexploded bombs left in rice fields so farmers could still grow food. They ran communications networks. They treated the wounded. They buried the dead. And they rebuilt. Every single time, something was destroyed. The American strategy assumed that if you destroy enough infrastructure, people will give up. But they didn't account for something. They didn't account for what people do when they're fighting for their own land, their own homes, their own children. You don't give up. You go to the river at midnight. You stand in the cold water and you hold the bridge together, because someone has to. History remembers generals. It remembers battles. It remembers the names of operations numbers of aircraft and the tonnage of bombs dropped. But it forgets the women standing in rivers. It forgets the hands that rebuilt what bombs destroyed. It forgets that sometimes the most powerful force in a war isn't the one with the most weapons. It's the one that refuses to stop rebuilding. The Vietnam War ended in 1975. The bridges were rebuilt. The roads were repaired. The country moved forward. And the women who held it together through the darkest nights went back to their villages, back to their families, back to their lives. No medals, no monuments, no world headlines. Just the quiet knowledge that when everything was falling apart, they were the ones who held it together. The Women's Bridge still stands today, and so does their story, even if the world forgot to tell it.